Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. So look at the next 5 to 10 days really continuing to hold on to a colder pattern across the Northeast as we see repeated storm systems move through the region, bringing not only the chance for some accumulating snow to some, but again, keeping that cooler air mass in place. As we transition to the December 9th through the 13th timeframe, we're going to watch a lot of cold air begin to pool here across parts of central Canada into the northern plains and the United States. We'll have to, of course, watch the movement of that colder air mass and its potential impacts here across the Northeast region as we head into the middle part of December. Now, we do have a storm system currently exiting the Northeast region, dumping some snow, especially across parts of the northern region. It is going to be a mostly dry next week across the central and eastern U.S. here, but again, watching for the potential reloading of this pattern that could bring several storm systems back along the East Coast as we head into early next week and beyond. Now, as we just look at the temperatures here on Tuesday morning, starting off rather chilly, temperatures in the single digits to the teens across the north, anywhere down to the mid to lower 30s across parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Again, taking a look at the satellite picture across the lower 48, watching this large coastal storm again continuing to pound parts of the Northeast, especially northern areas here with some heavy snow. As we look back off to the west, though, upper level convergence across the central parts of the country, that is going to continue to lead to a quieter pattern. And thus, it is quiet across almost the entire lower 48. We've got some very light snow falling across parts of Wisconsin into Lake Michigan and eventually Michigan State as we get into, the later part of the morning. The active spot right now is the Northeast region. And that, again, is where we're seeing some coastal rain and then some heavy snow off to the north. That's also where we've got the advisories as we take a look at the National Weather Service's hazards maps, winter storm warnings, and weather advisories all the way from Connecticut through Massachusetts into parts of Maine. As we look at the high-resolution NAM model, then, just taking this through the next couple of days, we'll really see the snow begin to peak in intensity across parts of Maine where those winter storm warnings are as we head into the mid to late morning hours. Snow tapering off to the southwest as we head into the afternoon. Snow across Maine beginning to taper off as we head into the overnight tonight. But a little bit of a disturbance here coming in on the backside could bring some snow flurries to spotty areas across the entire Northeast region as we head into especially midday and Wednesday afternoon. This would be as we get into Wednesday night now, and then eventually Thursday morning, some of those flurries coming to an end. But cold air coming over the lakes here could lead to some areas of lake effect snow even as we head into Thursday. So several days still with snowflakes flying for some across the Northeast region. As we look at total accumulated snow as forecast by the National Weather Service here through midnight on Friday, seeing the heaviest snow here 6 to 10 inches across central Maine, central and eastern Maine, getting into northern Maine, and then the potential for some lake effect snow here, the potential for over 6 inches of snow across parts of western New York. Now, as we just look at the jet stream and where we're headed, this is that major trough right now. This is what is driving the coastal storm at the surface. As you look back to the east, again, the upper level convergence across the central U.S., that's what's keeping things quiet in this region. So just take the drawings off and just illustrate where we're headed. We do see a period of quieter weather. Here's this trough that comes in on the backside, bringing cooler temperatures into the region, the potential for that lake effect snow Wednesday and Thursday that is associated with this wave right here. As we head into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, watching another potential trough coming and swinging through here again, bringing the chance for some precipitation and a reinforcing shot of some cooler air. And then it's as we head into now Sunday and Monday. This is the next wave that comes in from the southwest. This is another one that could bring the potential for some precipitation to parts of the Northeast region. Potentially another significant storm system here. Again, details very sketchy at this point. And then it's this trough that comes in on the backside. You see this wave diving in from the Canadian Prairie here Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. That's the one that is going to deliver the much colder air mass to the Canadian Prairie into the northern plains and the upper Midwest. And then question marks as far as where that heads here and its impacts in the Northeast as we get beyond December 12th and 13th. Now, looking at the precipitation forecast, again, starting today, watching the snow falling here across parts of the Northeast as this coastal storm begins to move on off to the north and to the east. This is what we've got here as we get into midnight on Wednesday. Now that snow making its way out. Cold air coming in on the backside, keeping those flurries in the forecast, potentially some lake effect snow. Even as we head into Thursday, then watching a potential wave sneak out of the Great Lakes, perhaps delivering some more accumulating snow to central portions of the Northeast region here as we get into, this would be Friday afternoon, Friday evening. quiet as we head into the weekend, but then we do watch for that next storm system, that next wave that comes out of the southwest, potentially bringing some rain right now as it stands from this model. From this run, I would say here of the GFS model, keeping things as rain across the northeast region as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But of course, details sketchy at best as we look out 7 to 8 days into the future. So we'll be talking about this one more as we get closer to next week. Just taking the total precipitation forecast then, as we head through the next week or so, we'll go ahead and understand that the first little wave here, this is associated with the storm system that is impacting the region right now and will move out by the end of the day today. Again, we'll watch some of that moisture associated with that wave on the backside deliver snow flurries to the region as we head through Wednesday and Thursday, then watching for potentially some more measurable precipitation making its way through here Friday afternoon and Friday evening, delivering another shot of precipitation to primarily, it looks like, areas, it would be New York State, getting east from there, southern New Hampshire and Vermont, into Massachusetts and Connecticut. We'll watch that and talk about it more as we get into our later in the week forecasts. Then as we just take this out through Sunday, this is getting into Sunday morning now, dry across the central part of the country. This is where it's been very active over the last week or so, and just kind of shifting things over here to the northeast region. But again, the storm system impacting the region right now is the most significant storm system that we'll be talking about over the next 5 or 6 days. It's not until we get into at least early next week that we'll have the chance to talk about a more significant, well-defined, disruptive storm system across the region. Taking a look at the temperature forecast then as we wrap this up, looking at temperatures again, leaning toward cooler than average until at least we get into the weekend. This is in advance of that wave that comes out of the trough, or out of the southwest, the trough that digs out of the southwest. Warm air advection in advance of that could deliver some warmer temperatures as we head into the early part of next week. This would be around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. But then, of course, we know how these things work. So what goes up must come down. Cooler air on the backside, that's what we'll have to watch as we head into the middle part of December, perhaps a transition back into a much cooler pattern. As we look at high temperatures for the day today, cool off to the north where we got the heavy snow, mid-20s down to the mid-30s in the south. Similar picture for the day on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, high temperatures in the mid-20s in the north, warming up into the 40s across the south, and then Saturday, a reinforcing shot of cooler air. High temperatures around 20 degrees in the north to the lower 30s across Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Overnight lows waking up tomorrow, Wednesday morning, to temperatures in the teens in the north to the near 30 degrees, the upper 20s across the south. Similar picture for the mornings Thursday and Friday. A reinforcing shot of some cooler air drops overnight lows to the single digits across the north on Saturday morning, down to the lower 20s across the south. As always, Eric Snodgrass will have our long-range U.S.-focused weather analysis on Wednesday morning. That is tomorrow. You can get a clue as to where we're headed here for the rest of the month of December. And then I will be back to talk about the Northeast region once again on Friday. Hope you're having a great day and a wonderful start to your week.